Yo, what is going on, you guys? It is your favorite internet radio show, the Sticky Buttons podcast. We're back for a really special episode, first episode of 2024. Super excited to be here. This is your host, Brandon.
Hell yeah. And this is Blake. And we've got a really big announcement today. It's what's going to happen in 2024. I think we've kind of been alluding to it a little bit. So Brandon, tell the listeners what we're doing this year.
So for 2024, we're doing something really special for all of our great people that make all of these amazing video games we enjoy. We are going on strike. We're not buying any new games in 2024. And this is in part to protest the industry. We have a love for video games and to see the industry we love and turn to for enjoyment/entertainment. They treat their workers so terribly. It's not an industry that we want to support monetarily right now.
Yeah, 2024, we're boycotting all new video games, and we're encouraging you to do the same. I mean, Brandon, you really hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is an industry that we love, and the people that make the things we love really are not treated with respect. And, they're treated so terribly, and they really should have, to be able to have some job security. And, in 2023, there was almost 10,000 people that it's estimated were laid off in the video game industry. And We're kind of hoping that 2024 can be a year to reflect and kind of heal. And, we've also, I guess I'll speaking for myself, we've bought a lot of games over the years, over the course of this podcast, and we just haven't gotten to do all of them. So we're not buying any new games. The protesting the industry in 2024. And we're really encouraging you to do the same and just to educate yourself on how, the industry is just treated its people. And I guess a disclaimer, we both have subscriptions to PlayStation Plus, and we get 3 new games a month there. So I think we'll still talk about those kind of games or anything, on Nintendo Switch Online. I think that's fair game as well. And we haven't talked about this on the podcast, but we recently both bought emulators. Both me and Brandon have the Miu Mini Plus. So maybe we'll talk about that later today. Maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. But yeah, I think it's just kind of a year about looking backwards instead of looking forwards. And I'm really excited for it.
Dude, I'm super stoked. I already have more than enough games in my library, my PlayStation library alone. Not to mention my Xbox and the Switch, the Miu Mini. There's just so much there, so much content. So really excited to bring that to the pod this year. And hopefully we see a change. We see some, respect on behalf of the people who make these games. It's not cool that they develop these games and then they're kicked to the curb and don't have that job security.
It's really sad. The more we learn about it, the grosser I feel about it. So I think that, this is going to be at least a way for us, having this is our platform, and I guess to kind of at least hey, maybe spread the word that, these people that make the things we love are treated like shit. So I'm excited, dude. 2024, no new games. That's the goal.
Sounds like a good title for the episode.
2024, no new games. I like it. I actually, dude, I've got a great game that kind of fits the bill to kick us off, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
So I got this game. Mostly I got it because I saw a video on YouTube about it. And I was like, man, it's kind of crazy because they just kind of showed the game. It was just, they were talking about the PSP, and it was kind of like a PSP retrospective. And they showed this game, and I was like, oh, I want to play that. I don't know what that is, but I want to play it. And they didn't label it. So I had to look up best RPGs or all RPGs released on the PSP. And I ended up finding out this game, and I bought a used copy, about a month ago. It was very affordable. It was $20. I've never touched the franchise. I'm actually really excited to talk about this, Brandon. It's the original Final Fantasy 1 remake for the PSP, and it was released in 2007.
Wow, that takes me back. I remember playing that on my PSP, Final Fantasy.
You had this game?
Yeah, I had probably not Final Fantasy 1, but I believe at the time it was probably Final Fantasy 4. But I love the franchise. I'm familiar with it. It's a great franchise. I recently played the remake on the PlayStation. I think we talked about that on the episode. Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, that was a great remake. Shoutouts to Square Enix, is it? Who works on that? Yeah, great job. Love that game.
Wow. It's funny. I've never played a Final Fantasy. And I guess, as we kind of talked about in our Game of the Year episode and throughout all of 2023, I was really disappointed in the state of Pokemon. And I've kind of decided to branch out and try some other RPGs that are not Pokemon. And I really wanted to see what else is out there. And that's kind of why I dipped my toe into this. And man, I just gotta say, dude, this game, like, I'm playing it on my PSP. This game is, like, so gorgeous, dude. Like, the pixel art of this thing, I almost can't believe it. I put something on our TikTok, like a little video if you want to check it out. And it's like, I'm in a town, right? And it's just like this beautiful pixel, like cobblestone streets. And they've got like these cottages and houses that are like made of pixel wood. And it just looks like so amazing. And as I'm kind of walking through the town, there's like these clouds, like pixel clouds, kind of just like the shadows of the cloud are kind of like going across the ground. And I'm just like, dang, like I would pick this game up today. Like if this came out today, like it's just so visually striking.
Yeah.
I would be really interested in it.
Is Cloud the protagonist in this one?
No. This is a remake of the first game. And I'm going to tell you, man, I've kind of hit a point where I'm not enjoying it as much anymore. So I think I'm going to stop playing it. But I'm glad that I experienced it and kind of picked it up. But it's kind of crazy because there's really no story to it. I mean, there's kind of a story, but I guess it's very it's like fantasy archetype is really kind of all it is. I didn't really know what I was doing. So like when I was creating my characters or my party, I picked like a mage that can heal, like a mage that can do damage. I picked a pirate that can like steal things, like they're a thief. And I've got like a hero, quote unquote. They're just like a huge melee, like big melee weapon. And it's kind of interesting because really it feels like the beginning of like a fantasy archetype. There's really nothing else to it. You kind of start off and there's a princess that's been kidnapped and the king is like, hey, go save the princess. And so you go save the princess, you fight like a mini boss, you come back, he's like, oh, you're carrying the 4 crystals. You must be the fated like party of 4. Like, oh, you need to go north? Like, let me build a bridge for you as a reward for saving my princess or my daughter. And he like builds a bridge and that's how you move on to the next area. And there's like a town and they're kind of like, oh, like, did you hear about this other town to the west? Like, they have a pirate. Like, they've got a pirate problem. That's what I hear. And then you go to that town and there's like a pirate standing there. And you kind of like, everybody in the town is like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared of the pirate. And then you go talk to the pirate, you fight him, and then he gives you his ship. And then you can kind of go around the seas. And then I kind of found an elf village. And there's like the prince of the elf village has been like, they're like asleep. And they're like, oh, we need some potion to wake him up. And then somebody else in the town is like, oh, I hear the dwarves. They make good potions. So now I'm trying to find the dwarf village and I can't. I have no idea where it is. But here's the thing. 2 of my party, I've been steamrolling combat. And I feel like I've been doing really good. And I've been having a lot of fun. But I came across this like dungeon and I really kind of like, I was like, I should leave. But I think I'm going to like keep going just to see what I can find. And like my party's getting a little low on health, but I think it's okay. And then I like random encounter into this like crazy overpowered enemy. They killed 2 of my party members. Like they're fainted and I have no idea how to revive them. I like went to the place where I normally heal. It didn't wake them up. So I'm stuck. I've got no idea how to revive them. There is like one item that I bought that can revive a party member, but it costs like an insane amount of money. And I know I can use it in combat. I know I can use it out of combat, but it's kind of like imagine getting like the only thing that can heal your party is like a max revive in Pokemon. And it's like, I spent so much money on this max revive. Like, I feel like I don't really want to use it because I feel like there's got to be a way I could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like heal them. So I don't know. I think it's interesting, but I guess you kind of see what I'm saying. It's like kind of archetypal. Like there's really nothing there. There's like really nothing telling me like why this party's like going together. And I don't really feel connected to anyone or anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. It gives me a lot of Final Fantasy vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, not Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. I'm getting Dragon Quest flashbacks hearing that. I wanted to ask...
Yeah, but I feel like in Dragon Quest, like, there's a little bit more to it. You feel something.
No, definitely. There's a bit more of a backstory. Is this a kind of isometric view? Are you looking down on it?
Yeah, it's an isometric view and you're looking down at it. And the thing is that's kind of crazy that I really kind of want to, I guess, talk about. I feel like it's really weird going back like to something this far back. So I guess obviously this remake was made in 2007, but this game was released in 1987. So this is a remake based on a game that was developed in 1987 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I just like to give some context. Pokemon was released 9 years later in 1996. So I just feel like there's just like this huge gap between like quality of life, like even in a remake, like there's like quality of life improvements and just like the lack of story really. Like I feel like this may be, I'm not sure, but I feel like this is probably the first mainstream like RPG. And I feel like with video games, everything's so iterative, right? Yeah. I feel like this is like the base, the foundation of a lot of RPGs. So I'm not really super interested in what it's trying to tell because I feel like I've seen it before, which I guess maybe I'm writing it off too soon. But
so you said this was developed for the NES, although you were playing it on a PSP?
Yeah, I'm playing a remake. So it's really hard to find like information on this specifically because they've re-released the original Final Fantasy in so many places. Like you can buy the original remake of here. I think it's called like the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Let me just fact check that really quick. Yeah, you can buy this, the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, and this has Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on it, and you can buy a physical copy of that, but it's $100. And I think it's like a little over $100 on, like you get that on the Switch, and I think they have it on PlayStation as well. But you can also buy a remaster of the Final Fantasy 1 on your phone for like $10. But it's the pixel art is not the same. So this is like a pixel remake from 2007. But I mean, they've remade these so many times that it's really kind of hard to find information on it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's really interesting.
I think the fact that it's been remade so many times is a testament to kind of just the franchise and the love that gamers all over have for it. You know, it really resonates with people. I mean, it resonated with you after all this time. So it's got to be a great game.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I may look up a guide and see how hard it is to progress and then decide, but I really enjoyed what I've played of it so far. But it's honestly, part of it's really tough because I think it's really interesting. So there's like an overworld and you have a different like graphics when you're in the overworld than when you're in like a town. Like when you're in the overworld, it kind of zooms out and everything's like, it's not quite as pixelated.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more, I guess, like cartoony. And when you're in the overworld, you're going from place to place. There's a lot of random encounters. Man, it is like so many random encounters. It's like seriously like you take 3 steps and you get in a fight. And I think that it's interesting that like Pokemon came out like a decade after this basically. And in it, I feel like it's easier to go from town to town because they're like spaces where you know you're not going to get, like you don't have the chance of getting into a random encounter.
Yeah.
But like you have no hope if you're, like you're going to get into like so many as you're just walking around. And I feel like that's a little bit much from today's standard.
Interesting. So you just have kind of like walking in tall grass, but always. And it's really hard to get from place to place. And it kind of makes exploration a little frustrating. And I think that that's kind of why I'm like, I'm happy I've experienced it so far, but I don't quite know if I want to keep going with it. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's no like skipping through it. You just have to fight.
Yeah, and when you run, you actually like open yourself up to getting attacked. And it's most of the time it's better just to fight instead of run.
So is there an incentive to keep fighting? Like, are you regularly leveling up your party members?
Yeah, but it's random encounters. So like you could get somebody that's going to give you like nothing. You could just run into the highest end. Like this is what happened to me in that dungeon. I just randomly ran into like the highest enemy I've ever encountered or the hardest enemy I've ever encountered. And they really hurt me, but I still got them. But the thing is I'm very leveled up. So just about everything I encounter, I'm blowing through with ease. So it does feel a little bit unbalanced in that way too. But yeah, I kind of wish there was something holding me into it because I've really been enjoying the combat, but I feel like I'm not really connecting with the story Because I feel like it's really not there. It's really non-existent. But I've been having a good time. So that's Final Fantasy 2007.
That's one hell of a title to remake right before a financial crisis.
Hey, I think it did well. The thing is, I feel like with the PSP, I played a lot of stuff on it as a kid, but I feel like nothing really resonated with me. Nothing really clicked. And I feel like this game, even from like today's standards, just looks amazing. So I'm happy that I picked it up and gave it another chance. Maybe someday I'll find my PSP title that'll keep me coming back.
Definitely. Fingers crossed.
All right, dude. What you got? What kind of games are you bringing to the table today?
You know, I recently picked up the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, this wasn't a purchase. This was a Christmas present. I'm glad I have it, man. It's taken me down memory lane. Played on Rust. Do you remember the map Rust for Modern Warfare 2?
Of course. How could you forget, man?
It was really fun, really nostalgic to play on that map. The mechanics feel great. Feels really smooth. Call of Duty is as great as ever. Although I'm pretty sure they're some of the culprits of like bringing on these developers and just kicking them to the curb once they get the job done. It's mainly AAA titles, all these companies that can afford to do that, just like break out of contracts with people and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's giving me a lot of nostalgia.
Is it more than nostalgia? I've actually talked with, I guess, friend of the show, Kyle, about this, and he was not kind to it. So I'm interested to hear what you got to say. Does it feel good to play? Like, I mean, Modern Warfare 3, I mean, when I think back, that was probably one of my favorite Call of Duties. I mean, that was one of the best.
It definitely has some nostalgia to it, but there are a lot of new aspects to it. I think the pay-to-play model is kind of detracts from the Call of Duty, like all of the season pass stuff. And, you know, if you want to buy these like really cool skins, you have to spend money on the game. It's not what I remember. It's not what I enjoy. You know, it's just a part of the game. You just got to deal with it. I would say the skill balancing is off. Like every so often I'll get in a lobby where I'm just like absolutely demolished. Like there's just some really skillful people on this. And it's like, if you're that good at the game, there's other platforms within the game. Like you can do league play, you can play competitively. But, you know, these people just get on these public matches and pub stomp, as I like to call it. It's never fun to be in those lobbies. But, you know, I'm still having a good time getting on with friends and just starting up a match, playing lots of search and destroy. I've been staying away from the domination. That's really where there's a lot of those pub stompers there. Hardpoint as well. Lots of pub stompers. Just people who work as a team. And if you're playing by yourself, you're going to get out-strategized. But yeah, I've been having a great time. It's really fun. I'm glad to have that in my library for 2024. We'll definitely be going back to that a lot this year. And I don't think I'm going to prestige. I think I'm just going to keep it old-fashioned. Get to level 55. And then just try to like level up my guns as best as I can. Unlock those camos. Nice. I usually do this thing on Call of Duty where I try to get all the guns gold. It's a fun challenge that I've taken on as of late. When I used to play Call of Duty in my younger years, I would never like go for those challenges. So it's a nice little like push to test my skill level. Yeah. Well, I've lost a lot of my like reaction time and just overall skills from not playing it for a while. But I still feel some of it, you know, I definitely still have some of it for sure. So
yeah, that's awesome. And you know, it's one of those things where it's like when you hop into a Call of Duty, it's just fun to just kind of grind it out, make those like little, like get those little challenges. They really are fun, especially like the camos. Do they have the topographical map camos? Did they bring those back? Those are always my favorite.
What do you mean?
It's like topographical camos or skins. Do you know which ones I'm talking about?
No, let's see. Yeah, it looks like there are some topographic camo challenges.
Yeah, those are always my favorite, man. Well, I guess let me ask you this. So this is kind of a remake, right? Like a remake of Modern Warfare 3? How's the campaign?
Yes and no. I haven't even touched the campaign. I usually just play multiplayer. I'm now finding out that there is zombies in this game, which is pretty cool.
I was about to ask about that.
Gotta check that out. And I've just only played multiplayer yet. That's typically what I play on Modern Warfare, but It's worth checking out that campaign. I mean, it's taking up 200 plus gigabytes on my storage, which is like, I'm looking into investing into that external hard drive, or the one that like you would attach
The SSDs.
because it's just, I need a terabyte more.
Yeah. Have you upgraded your PlayStation storage at all?
No, I'm still working with that 500 gigabytes of just, my solution
That's tough.
has been just buying disc games. But the disc games I do have, like Street Fighter 6, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they don't even take up that much storage. I mean, maybe Street Fighter 6, but I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like less than 40 gigabytes. So, I should have, Call of Duty is one of those I should have just bought the disc for. Really save that storage.
I think it's really worth it. I mean, in today's day and age, I mean, like a AAA title, like they're going to be anywhere from like 20 to 500 gigabytes, and well, maybe 500 is a stretch, but they're very large, or gigabytes. And I got like the terabyte SSD. It was like $125 when I did it. I got like a Black Friday deal. I think they're about that now. And man, it really changes it. Like it makes it so much easier just to like enjoy the PlayStation as it's like meant to be. Because like I have like an hour of like gameplay that I recorded and like a bunch of other like small things that I recorded, and like that takes up a lot of space, but it's not like eating up my storage on the games that I want to play.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a worthy investment.
Yeah, dude, I had to delete 2K, to delete NBA 2K24 to make some space for Call of Duty, which is rough. Also, I wanted to make some space for another game I'm going to talk about on the pod here, but why don't we just go ahead and move on to your next game?
Okay, I'm really excited to talk to you about this one. So after we kind of like finalized our Game of the Year list and we recorded our Game of the Year and just kind of like in the holiday stretch, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim.
That's amazing. It's a great game to play in the holidays.
It is, man. It's just so great to like, I don't know, walk across Tamriel with the snow coming down. And dude, it's been such a fun time. I feel like this has really given me, like, I definitely was a little disappointed in Starfield and just like getting into Skyrim again. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And I've experienced some things that I've never experienced before. And I think that it's kind of crazy. Like I've restarted this game so many times, but this is the furthest I've ever gotten. Like in terms of like the main story and like seeing some things. And I think that, I don't know, maybe this is just a theory, but I feel like maybe you have to like progress far enough in the story to then have some of these like random events happen.
Yeah.
So I've been struggling with something. I want to talk to you about this first. I didn't realize this has happened, but now it's happened and I don't know what to do. It started out, I was walking around and I see this, like, I noticed my magic's not refilling. I know my stamina is not refilling. And then I'm kind of walking around and it like turns to night and my stamina refills, my magic refills, and the thing pops up like you get like a buff in the night. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm a vampire, baby. I guess I got bit somewhere.
You got bit somewhere, dude. That's crazy.
I got bit. But the thing is, I'm like, I don't want to be a vampire. Like, I feel cursed.
Dude. No, yeah, somebody got you. I'm wondering if you can just still be a werewolf on that playthrough.
So is it done? Like I'm a vampire now? Like, can you undo it?
You'd have to search it up. I don't think there's a way to be a vampire and a werewolf, but if it's possible, it's worth a try.
I actually was really hoping to be a werewolf. I feel like that would have fit with this playthrough and character that I've been making. But
yeah, I think you have to go to Whiterun and you have to join this group. I believe they're called the Codlacs or something like that. They have this ritual to turn you into a werewolf. But I'm curious about your playthrough. What class did you pick?
So I actually started this on stream, and actually I'm kind of sad that I couldn't continue to play this on stream, but I ran into like some crazy like technical difficulties. So I had to take that. I was really enjoying that playthrough and I took that offline, and I'm hoping I can figure out what to do. Like I'm hoping I can fix it and then I can just continue on streaming it. But I'm playing as a Khajiit and I'm kind of playing as a Ronin. And that's really all I've kind of given myself is like for character building. Like I'm just a Ronin and I'm always carrying around some two-handed weapons, but I haven't leveled up far enough in the skill tree to I haven't leveled up my two-handed weapons enough to unlock the skill tree yet.
Yeah.
So I'm still early on, And I've really been doing one hand, like my right hand, I've been having like a one-handed weapon. And then my left hand, I've been doing like ice or fire. And I just got some like electric thing and a fireball recently. So I'm really enjoying the magic in one hand and one-handed weapon in another. I've never done that before. So that's really exciting. I'm really feeling that. But I'm also liking like just being a Ronin. Like I feel like I'm just wandering, like trying to make Tamriel a better place. And I feel like I'm kind of just letting things happen to me as like a wandering Ronin. And I mean, being a vampire, it kind of fits because I didn't really know that that was going to happen to me. Like I didn't do it on purpose. Like it definitely it happened to me. So I guess I'm like, but I'm also like, I'm kind of leaning into the Dragonborn a little bit. Like I kind of want to see it through. I kind of want to like see what it means to be the Dragonborn. I went and saw the Greybeards and they were telling me, I mean, I went through the whole training and they told me to go to this place and like, they're like, when you're ready, come back to us. They're like, I don't quite remember if you need to like get something, you need to get something from this tomb of the last Dragonborn and then come back to him. So I went to that tomb. I'm way too underleveled, but I cleared everything out. I killed all of the enemies. And oh my gosh, Brandon. So there's like one, like, what are the undead enemies called? Do you know what? They're not necromancers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like they're like the skeletons.
Oh, Draugr?
Draugr. I met like a Draugr that was like way too leveled up for me. And like the, like the back of this like dungeon. And I was like hitting him with the ice. And then I could like maybe come up and like hit him once with the sword, and I was like whittling him, like kind of like keeping him at a distance as much as I could, but like he also had a bow, so like if I got hit once, he'd like headshot me, and like it'd be like a one bow, one kill. So I was like save scumming, like trying to take him out. Like as soon as I did like a lot of damage, I'd like save scum. And I basically made him through like I had like whittled him down. He was like almost dead. Like I went from the back of the cave all the way to the front. And then like there's like a place that has like multiple levels. And I was kind of leading him around that. And then I was going to jump down and then start going back. And I jumped down and I was like waiting for him to come around the corner. And he never came around the corner. And I was like, what happened? And I kind of walked in and he died falling off of the ledge. And I didn't get like any of the XP.
Damn.
I was pissed. So I was thinking to myself, like that really would have, like I used all my weapons. Like I used like my double-handed, I used my like one-handed, I used my magic. So I was like, if I had got the XP for that, I think I would have leveled up at least once and a half.
Did you get a chance to loot him?
I did. He didn't have anything really. There was nothing. I think it was like got like 100 gold. That's it.
That's what you get for save scumming.
All right, easy there. But then I like made it into the inner chamber and I got like one hit and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I was like, I'll have to come back and do this later.
Was this part of the story?
This is part of the Dragonborn quest line.
Dovahkiin.
Yeah. So then I'm just kind of wandering around. I'm at this village that I've been to before. I honestly had to like complete a quest there and I was just really kind of enjoying it. And then these freaking people show up. They're cultists. And they're like, are you the Dragonborn? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the Dragonborn. And then they're like, oh my gosh, what are they saying? Like heretic, like liar, like so-and-so, they're the true Dragonborn. And they like attack me in the village. And then like me and all the villagers like kind of slaughter these cultists. But turns out somebody else is claiming they're the Dragonborn. But like, I'm the Dragonborn. And like the Greybeards told me I'm the only one, so I feel like I don't know.
It's an imposter, man. You gotta find them.
That's what the quest log says, so I gotta figure.
Did you grab a note from one of the cultists?
Yeah. So he's saying that like I'm an imposter, and it's like in my quest log now. But like I know that there's like a cultist that I don't know if they're Dragonborn or not, but it feels like they're not Dragonborn, and I gotta kill them. But they've got a whole cult around them, man.
You're gonna have to pull up to their fort wherever they're hiding. Take him out, man.
But I feel like I'm too underleveled. I'm still trying to level up.
What level are you?
I think I'm like 9 or something. Like I'm.
Okay, yeah, all your skill trees are pretty low still.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just finding random enemies. I feel kind of bad because every time I see a wolf, I like switch to my double-handed weapon and I kill the wolf. Or like if I see something, I'll kill the wolf or like kill anything like double-handed and just try and level that up. Because like I think you have to like make it 5. Like you have to level up the double-handed 5 times in order to unlock the skill tree, and I think I'm only on like 1. So, or I don't quite know it's like 1/5. And I don't know if that means that I need to level up 5 more times before I can unlock the skill tree, or if I need to actually level up the double-handed one 5 more times.
No, it means that specific skill point has 5 available, like, upgrades. You can upgrade it 5 times, and it's going to increase the power of that specific skill point. But you should be able to attach skill points to them immediately.
Interesting. Maybe I'll send you a screenshot next time I level up.
Depending on your level, that's the access you have to specific, like, points, skill points on.
Yeah, because, like, I definitely had a skill, like, I had it unlocked, and it wouldn't let me click that one. So does that mean I have to level up more?
Yeah, it means that you probably need to level it up more in order to apply that second upgrade to that specific point.
Okay.
That's awesome, though, dude. I see you're trying different types of playstyles for the Khajiit. The Khajiit is very versatile, but I think their natural talent is stealing, like lock picking, pickpocketing, speech. They're very conniving, so definitely take advantage of that. They're really good at sneak attacks.
Yeah, I've been trying to get people from the back, but I feel like my build's really close range, so I don't quite know how I'm going to accomplish that yet. But I'm really enjoying, like, being like a wandering Ronin, because I feel like aren't they kind of like wandering tribes?
Yeah, they're not merchants. They're not native to Tamriel.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying like that, and like I haven't quite figured out, like, I don't have a reason for why they're a Ronin yet. Like, I don't quite know all their backstory. I guess maybe I'll discover that as I play more, but I have really been enjoying role-playing that one. I'm falling into Skyrim, man, and I'm doing it on my Steam Deck, so it's all handheld. I even played it on the plane.
That's really cool. What's the farthest you've gotten story mode? Like, where are you at in the story?
This is the furthest I've gotten. I've bounced off more times than I can count, but the furthest I had gotten prior, I was in Whiterun, or maybe not Whiterun. Maybe Whiterun. Well, I guess wherever you are when you have your first encounter with the Dragonborn, and then they, like, the Greybeards call you, and then you go to the Greybeards.
That's Whiterun.
I played, like, yeah, Whiterun. So I guess I got there, and then I, like, just, like, went and did other things. Like, I never made it to the... I was like, all right, I'll finally go check out these Greybeard things, because I had, like, wandered around. I wasn't quite sure what I was supposed to do, and I was kind of just, like, stumbling across things. And then I was on my way up to the Greybeards, and I think I, like, saved it, and I never picked it back up. So in the story, this is the furthest I've gotten.
How was that, though, getting to the Greybeards? I remember my first time trying to find them. I was a bit confused that I had to, like, go up this mountain.
I loved it, man. It was an amazing experience getting up there because, I mean, there's like a troll, and I was a little under leveled to take this troll down, but I got him with my fire spells, and it really kind of just felt like a pilgrimage, you know? And, like, kind of like the way I'm playing this character, they're kind of just like a wandering Ronin. So, like, making this, like, pilgrimage up to 7,000 steps, it felt right, and it felt like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm in Skyrim. Like, I'm enjoying it. And it did kind of feel like a religious pilgrimage. So I'm ready to keep going, man. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I got to figure out, although it kind of works out that I'm a vampire, because I found this one, like, mace, like a one-handed mace, and it does a lot more damage in the eve, like, when the moon's out. So it's like a moon mace or something. And it, like, does magic damage and, like, extra damage when the moon's out. So I feel like it kind of thematically fits, even though I would not have chosen to be a vampire, but...
Did you sleep in anyone's home in Whiterun?
Yeah, I think I slept at the inn. That's
probably where it happened. I know there are some vampires in the inn.
Actually, I take it back. I didn't sleep there. I slept at the inn that's at the, like, the bottom of... Oh, man. It's, like, the bottom of, like, before you head up to the Greybeards. It's not Whiterun. I don't remember what the name of the village is, but that's also where I was ambushed by the cultist.
The cultist. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's definitely where it happened, dude. You gotta go back there and start scrapping.
Is that how I get rid of, like, my vampire? Is it killing the vampire that got me?
Once you're a vampire for life. I mean, I was just saying you gotta get it back in blood. You gotta get that revenge.
I guess we'll see, man. But I also stumbled into, like, a place that, like, had vampires in it, like a cave, and I killed all of them. So would I have gotten it there? Could I picked it up there?
Oh, yeah, you probably got bit there. You probably did. They probably bit you or something if they hurt you. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. I guess I'm a vampire then.
Search it up, though. There might be a way to still be a werewolf.
I'll see. Yeah. I feel like that would be what I want to do. But I mean, I might be game to do another playthrough. Because it's funny, I did start another playthrough, but I don't know if I'm going to continue on with it. I didn't know that, like, when you're in the beginning, like, you could side with the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. Like, I didn't realize there were two different ways. Like, I know that you kind of have an interaction with both, but I've always sided with the Imperials.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm going to get you out. And I'm like, okay, like, this is your base. Like, I guess I'll follow you. And I guess I never realized that you could side with the Stormcloaks.
Funnily enough, you can side with both. You can play both sides up until, like, the final battle. There's, like, a final siege. But you can play both sides, which is fun to do.
I'm interested. I think it might make more sense for my Ronin playthrough to actually be an Imperial, though. I don't know much about them, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe my Ronin, like, needs some purpose and needs to, like, feel like they want to join the Empire. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm really enjoying playing this. Skyrim, man. Who would have thought?
Awesome. No, that's amazing, dude. That's great to hear, especially given Starfield not being the best that it could be. So I'm glad you're getting that kind of RPG action. It's awesome.
All right, dude. What's your next game?
Mine is also going to be an RPG. Given all this GTA 6 news, I kind of decided to hop into GTA 5 and just prepare myself for GTA 6. I'm hoping I can transfer over something from GTA 5 into GTA 6.
Are you doing like the online? Or?
Yeah, I'm playing online. I already beat the story mode a while back. Great story mode, by the way. But I've been having a lot of fun just playing online, just kind of driving around, really nice cars. They give you a lot of good free things. Like I signed back in, I got a free 300,000 in the bank just because, like, a loyal GTA player. It's fun, man. It's taking me back.
So what have you been doing?
Dude, I've just been driving around the city and just starting shit with other players. Just seeing anybody who's there, I'm just going to start a fight with them. I've also been, like, just wreaking havoc on all of the little mom and pop shops. I've been, like, going in, been taking their cash from the register, just driving
Brandon's
off.
making the spot hot, man.
I'm making the spot hot, man. I'm a real wanted man in the city of Los Santos. That's why my home is all the way up in the suburbs, because I have way too many enemies in the city. That's where I do most of my mess. You know, I drive down from the suburbs, I go around, hit a chain of stores, and then go right back up to the suburbs, put all my money in the bank. The cops have been going crazy looking for me, but they have no luck. My cars are too fast. Just lose them right away. And yeah, dude, just having a lot of fun there. I've heard some news about GTA 6 possibly including crypto. I don't think it's gonna happen just for, like, you know, regulation reasons. But it would be really cool if you could, like, take that money from the in-game currency and actually transfer it to, like, real world crypto. It'd be pretty cool. And so I'm looking forward to that.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, people really, like, they really do grind out, like, so much in that game. Like, the online, like, I don't know. Maybe it would be cool if they had, like, an item shop or something, like, where you could make real money, but I don't think I'd ever get into it enough to do that. I take it you're excited for GTA 6 then?
Yeah, I'm really excited for GTA 6. I want to see the story mode. I want to see what they have planned out there. I always enjoy playing through those. Also, the online play. Hopefully they iterate on what they already have for GTA 5 online. It's great. I'm having a great time. Funnily enough, though, the more popular GTA servers are, like, the real world RP servers, where people actually put, like, real money in and they're, like, playing a GTA game. And I guess that's probably why the CEO has considered this, because it's like people are already doing this with this IP. So, you know, might as well cash in on it while you still can. But I already see a whole slew of, like, legal troubles, and yeah, SEC might not like that very much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, they are a public company. I don't know. I feel like it's got to be just a rumor, man. I can't personally see them going down that route, but I guess only time will tell. I did think that the trailer was a bit odd. I mean, I guess that's really all the information we have is from the trailer. Did you like the trailer? Did you have, like, thoughts on it? Or I don't think we've talked about this.
It was cool. It was very Miami. I liked it. It was pretty cool. They included that one You see that one guy who wanted to sue GTA because they included him? And
Yeah,
it's amazing to see how like this one intellectual property causes so much controversy in the real world. What else was there that people really enjoyed?
I felt it was kind of odd that there's like a social media element to it. I don't know. I feel like I personally don't really like social media all that much. Just so like to see it in like a game like that, I wonder if like is that just marketing? Like, are they just doing that, or is that like gonna be like a part of the game?
I think they're truthfully trying to play on the culture. It always seems like a kind of like a parody of sorts of like these cities and what goes on in them. And I know that Miami's one of those big cities where social media does play a huge role. I mean, as far as like criminal enterprises go, like people do talk a lot of smack on social media and there are real life consequences behind it. Right. And so it's, it's definitely has to be a part of the story if you want to like accurately depict what that kind of criminal underworld looks like and plays out in modern day times. And so it's really interesting. I'm excited to see where they go with it. There's a lot of opportunity there. I know a lot of people were upset about, them making a return to Miami. They've done it before, but it's like there is really no better GTA city than Miami, than Florida. I mean, it's where Florida man's from.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of felt like it was, I don't know. I mean, at least in the trailer, it kind of felt like all of it was like, look at these crazy Florida people. But
yeah.
So yeah, I wonder. I'm very interested to see what they do. I thought it was kind of I don't know, for me personally, whenever we saw the trailer, it said like 2025. I kind of thought that was like a little bit of a slap in the face. Like, it was kind of like, come on, like, why? I don't know. I feel like we've seen like the leaks, like there's so many rumors. I just can't believe. I mean, like, I know that these games take a long time to make, but I was like, wow, like that's kind of crazy that they're putting this out there a year plus away from when we're going to be potentially seeing it.
That's why we have those hackers. That one kid who's like, I think he's like 18 now, but he's been, back when GTA 5 came out, he was like, leaked all their shit and he's doing it again. They locked him up for it this time because he's like actually of age. And he was like, I'm going to keep doing it. He doesn't care. He's just going to keep leaking their stuff and costing them tons of money. I think they should just hire the kid.
Maybe. Yeah, man, it's fascinating. I don't know. I'm personally not too interested in, I mean, I'm interested to see, but I don't really know. I don't know. I'm kind of like gated a little. Like, I feel like I'm not willing to say I'm going to put the time into it, or I guess I'm just going to kind of see what it is when it comes out. We really don't know anything about it.
Yep, there's still a lot that's unknown. A lot that they're looking to change now that their stuff got leaked. That must really suck. You put all this time and effort into something, money into like keeping it secure on your servers and hard drives, and there comes this kid who's just like really talented at what he does and gets access to it. It must be really rough.
Yeah, that must be sad and frustrating, especially like if they wanted to, like if they were excited to show it in some way. If something's leaked, you can't really control the narrative on it.
For sure. That's why a lot of people were upset. They're like, this doesn't look good. This is what you guys spent all this time working on. So we'll see how it turns out. There's only one way to find out, right? And that's to get it on release day and see what it's like, see what it turns out to be. I believe in Rockstar. I think they'll execute. They've done a great job with GTA 5. So
I'm assuming you're more a fan of GTA than like Red Dead Redemption, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've had more experiences with GTA. I've had more fun on it. I mean, Red Dead's a great game, though. Love playing that. But personally, just get more of a kick out of GTA.
Nice. Well, are you excited for are you looking forward to any like features on like the multiplayer? Or is there like anything that you want to see out of it that like hasn't been confirmed, or just something that you want to see?
I definitely want to see more utilization of the next gen features. I feel like GTA 5, we got a PS5 remake, and I think all we got were like a few better graphics and larger servers, less loading screens. But, I mean, this is a very powerful console, and I want to see them definitely use it to its fullest extent on this title.
Well, I'm excited for it, man. I guess we'll have to wait till 2025.
Yeah.
GTA 6. Do you think it's going to slip into 2026? Or do you think they're going to keep 2025?
They'll probably slip it in. I think they do enjoy having that, like, wait for it. They like having that, like, you know, pause of potential energy and letting it build up and then giving it to us. So we'll see. We'll see how they execute. And that's a great company. I actually have some friends that I went to undergrad with who are working at Rockstar now. Although I don't think they're working on the new GTA, but it's really cool. It's one of those like dream jobs, working at Rockstar.
Yeah. Well, hey, you never know, man. Maybe you'll get there.
We never know.
Never know. Life takes us crazy places, man.
It definitely does.
Do you mind if I move on to the next game?
Go for it.
All right, man. I want to touch on Tears of the Kingdom a little bit.
Okay.
Because I've also been playing this a little on our break. This was my game of the year for 2023, and man, dude, I'm really happy that I just have so much more of it to play. Like now that like game of the year's over, and like I feel like I don't know, I feel there's a little bit of like pressure off, and I can just like hop back in and enjoy it. And I just recently I had like this crazy experience that I wanted to kind of talk to you about, and it's kind of just like why I think this game is so good. I recently found a village, and I was kind of just hanging out there. I don't remember the name of it, but I was kind of hanging out there. But I needed to unlock the map for that area, so I found like the sky pillars that like when you unlock the map, they shoot you into the sky. And I did that. I kind of like shot myself into the sky, and I was like, oh, well, I wasn't going to do this right now, but I guess there's like a sky island right there. I guess I'll go there. And I kind of like got to the sky island. And then when I got there, there was like a hovercraft thing that was like pre-made. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just hop on this. And I like hopped on this like hoverboard kind of like flying thing. I mean, it was pre-made when I got to the Sky Island, and it had like some batteries attached to it. So it kind of used its own battery, and then it came to my battery. And I was like, I'm not going to make it to where I'm going to like where I'm trying to go. So I had to like use some of my like extra batteries. And then I like finally made it up to this like huge structure in the sky. And I had to like continue to climb it because like I ran out of batteries. And I was doing like the ascend ability where you like shoot through the top, and it was basically like this saga of like 30 minutes like climbing this like huge structure. And I kind of like get to the top, and like the sun starts to set, and like just seeing like the sunset on top of like the world, and like you can see like I'm above the clouds, so like the sun is setting like below the clouds, and it's just like so beautiful. I took like a bunch of screenshots. I'll probably post them on like Threads or something whenever I get a chance. But it was just like so beautiful, and I make it to like the top, and then there was like this kind of like a circle thing that I could interact with, kind of like a shrine, but it wasn't quite a shrine. So I like go and I like touch it with the hand, and it like activates, and then there's like this big green circle, and I was like, I guess I got to jump through it. So I just like vault myself off this like huge structure in the sky. I'm like above the world. I'm above everything. And then there's like another green circle like below. And then I like dive into that circle, and then I like flow to another circle, and I kind of like fall through these like 3 green circles. And then there's like a circle over a puddle in another sky island, and I fall through that, and I like complete a challenge, and then like a shrine opens up. And there's also like somebody I can talk to on the island, like one of the Zonais, and they give me like a mask for completing this challenge. I was just exploring, and I found this like random challenge, and I was able to get a really cool like mask and like a shrine just from exploring. I just thought it was so fun.
That's amazing. You wouldn't have gotten there if it weren't for that hovercraft thing.
Yeah, definitely not. And then I kind of like made my way back to the world, and I was like, I'm going to make that hovercraft again. So then I like made this hovercraft like in the world, and then I was just like flying around, like just zipping around. And I was like, this is awesome. So I just can't believe it. It's such a good game.
Wright Brothers who?
For real, man. I'm about to open an airline.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ferrying all what are those like those little Koroks? I'm going to be ferrying them all around. Link's delivery service.
That's amazing. It's so cool that they have this whole world in the sky, and they were able to pull it off well. You know, I feel like that's such a huge setting, and to be able to like properly execute that and give you a feeling of adventure and unknownness in the sky is a challenge in and of itself, but they pull it off so well. And I mean, they're just using the Switch, which I mean, the Switch is really powerful, but there's a lot of other games that kind of like use it as an excuse, I feel like, and allow it to limit their design a bit too much. Not naming any names, but shout outs to the great team that worked on Tears of the Kingdom, man. I definitely gotta hop in there. Last I remember, I had gotten these really cool, this is like different types of equipment for climbing and like for fighting, for cold resistance. So that definitely helps out trying to explore new territories and stuff.
Yeah, I've been finding some really cool things, and oh my gosh, yeah, I'm blown away, man. It's such a fun game. I'm really excited to continue my journey there. And I feel like, I guess I'm not sure how much more I'm going to bring it to the podcast, but I'm just truly just having such a fun time exploring. So yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, man. Definitely glad it was my game of the year.
Yeah, that's a great one. Following up on games of the year, this was my second on my list, Spider-Man 2. I recently got back onto that. I've been trying to take down Kraven.
Okay.
Just moving along with that story quest. Right now I'm fighting like one of his like right-hand men, like this huge tank guy. And I think we're fighting like on Columbus Circle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting to play like in the city, and I spend so much time there.
I might have to go to Columbus Circle today, man. Run some errands.
And it's really cool. It's a really challenging fight, dude, because he's just like this huge tanky guy, and you know, I'm just a small spider relative to him. So I have to get really creative as to how I'm going to defeat him. I had to take a break. I was like, this is just a bit too much for me right now. I'm going to spin back. And I love it's one of those games. It's very like cinematic. So it's like, you're not really pressured to just like keep going, to just hit the pause button, save, and return to it. So yeah, I've been on that quest for quite some time. I recently put a tiger to sleep because I was in Kraven's kind of like home.
Okay.
And I was sneaking around, like making zip lines to traverse like past like different parts of this place without being noticed, because there's like an orientation for like his warriors or whatever. So I grabbed like this huge stake so that I could sneak into Kraven's like main office and like snoop around. And I think it's kind of, don't tell Peter, but I think Peter like poisoned the steak so that he can fall asleep. Yeah, I fed it to him, and then I started looking around Kraven's office, and that's where I think I got discovered by some of his workers. Actually, the guy who I'm fighting right now, he discovered me, and then he like kicks me out, and then he makes me fight like all of these workers there. I kicked all of their asses, and then like I get chased out to Columbus Circle by this guy, and now we're fighting. So I gotta kick his ass and get to Kraven, man. He's playing dirty.
So let me ask you this. I'm not the biggest, I guess I don't know Kraven's storyline very well. What is he trying to, like, what's his goal? Like, what's his motive? I know a little bit about him, but I don't know all that much.
So he's a huge hunter, a wild game hunter. He travels all around the world looking for, like, the most exotic catches, trying to, like, you know, all different types of animals, wants to add to his collection. Kind of looks at them as, like, trophies. So he, like, hunts all these different things.
He's like a trophy hunter.
Yeah, and now he's in the city. He has this, like, whole group, this whole kind of company of people that work under him. And I think Spider-Man is one of those trophies that he wants. He wants that. And so
it's not just animals, and then he, like, hunts people?
Yeah, he hunts, like, I mean, Peter Parker is not just a person. He wants to hunt down the Spider-Man, and, like, he wants to add that to his collection. That's, you know, probably one of the most magnificent catches he would ever make. But
do you think that if he gets Peter, do you think he's going to taxidermy him?
Probably.
Gross.
But what he doesn't know is that Peter right now has Venom attached to him thanks to his best friend. And that was really helpful trying to fight all those guys. Just that Venom kind of animations, like he's sick.
Does it feel good to fight as Venom?
It feels amazing fighting as Venom. It's a nice switch up. I
feel like that would be fun.
From the regular Peter Parker, it's just like, and he does things where it's like, oh, Peter will say like, oh, that wasn't me. Like Venom will just take over and like do certain things in fights that like Peter typically would, and he's a little more caring about the people he's beating up. And Venom is just like, I'm gonna crush this person. Like he doesn't care. So it's interesting seeing that kind of parallel between the two and that kind of internal conflict that comes as a result. And that's something that's like brewing along in the story. I think just that like Venom kind of relationship there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sick, man. That's awesome. I'm happy that you're having such a good time with it. I still haven't finished one of those. I feel like maybe this year's the year that I can finally go back and play Spider-Man.
Do you have 2 yet? Or you haven't bought it?
I don't have 2. I have the original and Miles Morales.
Okay, so yeah, you got some decent Spider-Man content. And in 2025, you can purchase 2 and get to it.
Maybe I'll get it for a gift. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Hey, you never know. It might come to PlayStation Plus.
It might. Yeah, I doubt it. It was actually one of those games that did not go on sale. There was a huge PlayStation sale. I think it's still going on for the end of the year. And yeah, lots of great games went on sale.
Yeah, I did pick up a game that I had previously on like my Xbox. I picked up the 2015 Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh man, that was a great game, dude.
Man, it's crazy. People are still playing it, man. I was able to get into a lobby in no time, and
I could see why. That was really, really fun. I had such a great time on Battlefront, man.
Let me know if you want to hop in today, dude.
Yeah.
I'll play some Battlefront.
I had to check if I have it in my library. It might be on my Xbox, actually. Let me see.
When I was playing, it did say that I could invite you to a party, so it might be PlayStation, but
yeah.
I think it was like $6 Well, I guess we're not buying any games. Sorry.
I might still have some money in my wallet from that gift card. I had to check.
Well, I guess Brandon and I, we kind of knew that this was coming up. I guess like that we were not going to buy any new games in 2024. And I asked for a game for Christmas. And I've been wanting to play this since we started the podcast. And Brandon's been telling me to check it out. And I kind of on our Google Doc, I have it as a secret surprise game. And dude, I'm so excited to tell you that I got this for Christmas. Thank you, Grandma. Grandma got it.
Shout out to Blake's grandma.
I have been playing the fuck out of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, no way, dude. That's insane. What do you think? Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I suck. So there's that. I'm learning. It's a steep learning curve. I've kind of figured out like a couple combos that I like. Like I'm not button mashing. That was one of the things I was telling myself. I'm like, I am not going to be a button masher. Like I'm learning how to play this. So I've hopped in with a couple characters that I've liked. I've like hopped into the training mode and like just like kind of stood there, like had the CPU stand there. And like, as I figured out their moves, I'm really liking it so far. Although I've got to say, I feel like I'll be playing it. I'll be like getting into a groove and then I'll meet like a CPU that I can like face to unlock a new character. And it's just like, they'll just like crush me. And it's so humbling, man, because it sucks. Because I like want to play as more people, but like you got to beat them to unlock them. And there was one that really hurt where I was like about to get him. I had like done like 100 damage. And like, I was like, all right, like this character's mine. I can't wait to play as him. And then I like slipped up for a second and I fell off the map.
Oh man.
And I was like, no, it's crazy. Cause like there's a couple people that I want to play as and they have not looped around again. Like I lost to them and I have not seen them. So
that happens too.
How many characters are in the base game? Do you know? Cause I know there's a lot.
I'm pretty sure it's like 59. Don't quote me on that. There's a lot. But I would say the best way to unlock characters is to play the story mode.
Oh, story mode?
Yeah, it's a great way. Like every character has their own kind of story that you can play through. So if you go to like the story and you play it.
Oh, is that the fastest way to unlock them then?
Yeah, you play as like Mario and you'll play like this whole set and it ends with you fighting Master Hand.
And then you unlock Mario?
No, I mean you already have like a certain base.
Oh, so you start with story mode with somebody that you have.
Exactly, and then once you're playing that, like you'll likely run into these characters and beat them that way. It's more likely that you'll run into them than like just doing like a free play where you're just.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's fun to play the story mode too and just see a bit of their character's background, and you can learn a lot about characters playing as them and their story. So, yeah, who's your favorite? Are you leaning towards?
I'm trying to play like I am. I do have a favorite. I've got a couple people I'm leaning towards. I'm kind of like still figuring out my style, but I've been trying to play at least like one match a day and like not lose it. Like I'm really trying to like to better myself and like figure this game out. I gotta say my main right now is Fox.
Okay, that's interesting. You like a speedy kind of fight?
I do. I also like the range. I like his gun. I like being able to like, if I get to the other side and just like hit him a few times and then come back, hit him with like the side B. I've also really been liking Link, which also has like a B.
That bomb is annoying.
You know, it's funny if you play as I think it's young Link.
Yeah.
He actually throws the bomb, so like you don't have to like activate it.
Yeah.
So I like young Link better than just regular Link. So I did beat young Link, so I have young Link. And I also like his arrow's a fire arrow. That's fun. The thing that keeps tripping me up, though, I don't quite... Maybe you'll be able to tell me. If I'm Link and I do my up B, how do I make it... So, like, I'll do this on accident sometimes, where I'll do the up B, but I stay at the same level. I don't know how I'm doing that. I don't know how I'm, like, hitting the up B, but staying at the same level and, like, not shooting up.
Yeah, up B should be the move where like you save yourself on all characters. Up B is like that move you use to like save yourself from falling off the map. You're probably just misclicking, or like I know it's a directional up, so you probably are like leaning to the right or something.
Yeah, because I kind of think if I'm like hitting it instead of like straight up, I kind of hit it at a diagonal. He like stays and in like the same level. I can't replicate it. I haven't figured out how to replicate that. But that would, I mean, that's really cool because his up B, like, he spins around a lot. Yeah. And, like, being able to do an up B on the same level, like, that's really useful. But I just can't quite figure out how to do that, like, repeat that action.
Just gotta get some more practice in. I'm a huge Samus player, and Samus's up B is, like, just, she turns into a ball and she, like, rolls up. Really annoying to, like, go up against. But, yeah.
You know, man.
I love Samus.
I think that we would be a very compatible pair. If I ever, I mean, I'm hoping I get to the point. But I feel like Samus, they've also got like a distance, like a little bit.
Yeah, they shoot. They can do range attacks. I love charging up that beam, and then when you least expect it, just pop in. I also like the shock. Samus can like throw a little like electric chain and then like bring him in, and just like hold him and punch him, and then like it's great. She's amazing. She's my favorite one by far. That's how I beat everyone here in my house. It's just Samus. I can't stand it. I usually try not to go to Samus, just to give him a fair chance. Besides Samus, I really like Little Mac. Have you gotten a chance to play?
I haven't gotten them.
He's like a boxer. He's great. He does some hard hits. He knocks out of people.
Who's the guy that does the Hadouken? They're from Street Fighter.
Oh, Ryu.
Oh, I like Ryu. Ryu's good in Smash.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Is he good in Street Fighter?
He's amazing in Street Fighter, yeah. He's like the go-to, one of the defaults.
I like him because he shoot. I don't know what it is, but he's like shooting the Hadouken. It's like the energy ball. Oh man, I like that too. I'll play him like if I'm like in a rut and I need to switch it up. I'll try him out. I really want to play as a character with a sword though. I want it like other than Link. I feel like I want to get like another character that's got a sword that I can. But I want to play as like somebody that's got a sword that also has like a good range. I know that like Link kind of has that.
Yeah, maybe Meta Knight. I know Meta Knight. He can like do this drill with his sword.
I like Meta Knight. I haven't gotten him yet.
He does like this up with his sword. He goes like that. So he has some range with the sword, and he has wings too. So it's pretty hard to knock him out. Although he doesn't do that much damage because he's like a very fast striker. So
that might be good for my playstyle. I also, man, I'm so upset. There was this one girl that I was fighting. She had like a gun. I don't know. She kind of looked like she was in like like a
blue suit,
kind of like a yoga outfit, maybe a blue suit or something.
It could have been Zero Suit Samus. There's also Zero Suit Samus. When she hops off with Samus suit, she's annoying. There's also a girl with the gun. Oh, Bayonetta.
I don't know if it was Bayonetta. I feel like I know who that was.
My little sister likes playing as Bayonetta a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out because whenever they come back around, I want to get them because, man, I feel like that one really hurts. It hurts that I feel like I lost to that one. But I also, there's the character from like Xenogear, and they've got like the huge sword with like the circle in it. And like whenever you do the up B, you can like change the.
Xenoblade Chronicles. I think it might be Ike.
It might be Ike. But yeah, you do like the up B and you can choose like if you want to like a better attack, a better jump, and it's like lasts for a little bit.
I know Cloud has that too.
Really?
Cloud from Final Fantasy, he can like charge up. That's another one I like to use. You charge it up, and then he has like this big slash he can like shed. It's like a projectile. That might be someone worth trying because he has that like projectile that he can use with his sword. He's pretty cool.
I don't have him yet, but yeah, dude, I'm very happy that I'm finally playing a fighting game.
I'm glad, dude. We got to start up some online matches, dude. We can do some like duels and stuff. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm so stoked that I have it. And I'm just really excited because I feel like now that I have it and like we're not like getting any other games this year, I feel like I'm really able to like, now I'm committing, like I'm making like the time and like the energy. So I'm like, I'm going to play this game and I'm going to, like, I feel like I'm just starting like from zero though. You know what I mean? Cause like I've never really played a fighting game, but I'm trying to like do it right. So like I don't like create bad habits for myself.
It's a great party game too, man. Like if you have people over, have some extra remotes, great game to play with some other people. It's really fun.
So I guess let me ask you this one thing. The joystick. If I like flick left on the joystick, that's essentially like the left attack, right?
Yeah, that's a power attack. Like if you flick left on the joystick, you're doing like a heavy kind of.
That's
like
different than the left.
Yeah. Every player has that move where they can like. I'm pretty sure if you hold it, you can like charge it and then like hit. So it's like a power hit.
Okay, maybe I'm overusing that.
Yeah, you got to really figure out.
So you don't want to do multiple of those in a row then?
I mean, yeah, because it's going to open you up to like quicker hits. It takes a while to charge it up and really get the hit that you want to get. But if you're looking to knock somebody out of the map, it's a great way to do that because it's like you can charge it. If you time it well, you hit them. You're 9 times out of 10, you're going to knock them out.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, I got to practice some more, man. I gotta keep on the sticks, man. Do you have any advice for me that I'm starting out?
Try out some online matches.
I'm not ready for that, man.
Even though you're going to get smoked, it's great to see the potential of like how people play, learning their like combos, their timing. That's a great way I improved, just like getting online matches. And even though I was losing, I got to observe a lot and see how people played certain characters, certain play styles. It's great to just watch and learn.
I feel like I'm not ready for that yet. I don't feel ready to hop into an online match, but
yeah, when you get there, I recommend it. It's a great way to learn.
I should. Yeah. Do you think that like maybe I should jump in before I feel like I'm ready? Does it like kind of propel you?
It definitely does, because after a while you just get tired of getting knocked out so often. And at the end of the day, they're people just like you. So you just kind of like can figure out the timing, figure out how to use the bubbles correctly. Just see how they play and try to mimic that. And then you'll get better. Also, when you're playing CPUs, always fight CPU level 9. Never go under that because they're too easy. Like at the end of the day, it's just computer.
I'm losing to below 9, so I guess I got a long way to go.
They're just computers at the end of the day. You can figure out how to outsmart them. It's the people you got to really worry about. They get really
So you think I should just put it up to 9?
Yeah, just throw yourself in there. It's like learning how to swim. You just got to get in the water.
All right, dude. Got some training to do. Smash Bros.
Dude, I'm excited, man. I would love to run some matches there. Yeah.
Yeah, we should, man. All right, dude. I think that might be a wrap. 2024, man. First episode of 2024.
First episode of 2024. No
New year, no games.
New year, no games. I like that. That's a better title. New year, no New games. Year's,
none. Show's canceled. Sorry. Oh, man. Well, I'm really excited, dude. I'm really excited for 2024. And I'm just excited to see what it can bring for us. I don't know. I feel like with us not buying new games, I feel like it's just a chance for us to really, experience things that we have wanted to, but just haven't had the time or really to look back at some of our favorites. So I'm really excited for 2024. And like we said at the top of the show, we encourage you to also boycott the game industry. And if you're going to buy, try to, just be a little bit more mindful about the games that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Really take into mind the people that make them.
Take them into mind. And honestly, if the video game industry stopped making games for the next 4 years, we would have more than enough titles to explore. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know about you, but there are so many games that I bought just this past year alone that I have not been able to complete and fully see into fruition. So I'm really excited to do that, to just explore further and learn more about these games that I already own.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. And I'm actually, there's a game that I'm probably going to bring up in the next episode that I got in 2023, and I put 28 hours into it, and I haven't even talked about it because I feel like I just haven't seen enough of it to speak to it. So whenever that comes up, I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode, the first episode of 2024. We have a great year of content headed for you guys. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and I hope that you had a wonderful new year. I hope you had a great holiday season. And I guess wishing you blessings in 2024. All right, see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.